For coaches, the casuals, and everything in between, this is Open Gems, the podcast. Trainers versus coaches. Who has the biggest impact on a kid's development? Again, we was just talking about Doc Rivers and Ben Simmons. Just generally speaking, we all have coached. We all have trained on some level.
Yeah.
What would you say is the bigger impact, trainer or coaches? We'll start with you, Trey. Talk to us.
Trainers and coaches. I'm neutral when it comes to it. Both plays a big part in player development. But if I have to pick one, I'll say the coach. Okay. And the reason why is because you can get a coach that coaches so hard that the player never feels comfortable around that coach and won't play to his full potential. And if you put, like, I heard a guy say it on Instagram, and it's true. Like, if you put a leash on him, on that dog, it's only but so far he can go.
That was Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah. But so now, and I seen that. So I try to tell them
a pit bull on a leash off the leash.
Yeah. So what I do is before every game for the last 2 years, and I've been getting amazing results from it, is when we get to games like you said, Wayne, we'll practice hard, and I'll play with them, but we'll practice hard. But when we get to every game, I sound like a broken record, and I tell them, I'm like, I sound like a broken record to y'all. Right now, it's no mistakes. And they're looking at me like, I'm like, look, just play through it. If you fall, if you pass the ball out of bounds, I don't care what you do. Just play hard. If you can just do that for me every single one, just play hard, and we'll win. If you just play hard, we'll win. And you see those kids, they be like, the parents be like, what do you say to them? Is that because you take the pressure off of them playing perfect? It's not going to happen. You're going to have turnovers. You're going to have that, but the kids think about that. But when you help them not think about that, that's what I deliver to them. Yeah, they like, oh, I ain't. So I'm cool. Yeah, you cool.
Yeah.
Just get back on defense and get a steal or something.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. So the coach, to me, I've seen coaches ruin kids. I've seen coaches so hard to where I've seen a kid that can shoot, and I know he lights out, and he won't shoot because it's like, I've seen it. Yeah, because the coach is so driven on this. It's like, I can't mess up. I'll kick it over here. No, but you're the best shooter on the team. You passed up 5 shots. I want you to take at least 3 of them.
But so, to play the devil's advocate, so within you, is that the trainer that's saying take those shots, or is that the coach saying take those shots?
Well, that's a good question. Me as a trainer, I'm if whatever I see in the kid, I'm telling them to do.
Okay.
But within whatever the coach is saying. But that's why the coach plays a part, because if you see that this kid, I'm big on, if that kid is in the gym, I'm letting them do him.
Okay.
Everybody know when you coach a team, you got kids that go to training one day, and you got kids that go 3-4 days.
Yeah.
That kid that I got towards the end of the year, Chalin, he trains every day. So I tell him, you better shoot that shot.
Yeah.
That ball touch your hand, better you than him.
Let it go.
Let it go.
And what you said Melo said when he walked in that locker room? I work on this. So I play, and it's both. It's but I feel like the coach is the main ingredient, because if he don't allow that kid to be who he is, that's why you see kids bounce around. And everybody don't coach the way, some guys are just straight X's and O's. Last thing, and I'll let you talk, Wayne. When I invested in the USA basketball, that helped me. Yes. Because when I would listen to segments with Don Showalter,
yes, sir,
he said,
that motherfucker fool.
He
said,
look,
I like him.
When you get talent, you can't do all this. You show them a concept, and then let them play off of what they see.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I do. So now my offense is Kyler Perry. If we dribble drive, whatever you see, This the concept. You drive here, you loop behind. If you ain't got that, you drive here, you loop behind. But if you don't got this, you should know to kick it to your brother if you ain't got nothing.
Now you right about that.
That's what I do. I don't do a bunch of run this pin down. I don't do that. You can learn that at the college level. When you with me, you're gonna learn concepts.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna learn
or just the high school level.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess I would say I'm pretty much right along with you. I don't know. We'll see where Wayne lands at, but to me, I do think that it's a couple different things. But I think in basketball, I put confidence as probably like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, deciders of like productivity and effectiveness. Where I have seen kids who have half the skill set of another kid, but because he's so confident, he produces so much more.
Yeah.
And again, I think that trainers give you skill set more than anything, but the coach gives you the actual confidence to execute. And I think the coach ends up being able to either take that confidence away or give it fuel. And the thing is, like, even when you was like, if you think back to when you was younger, we used to always say, well, you ain't do that in the game. But that's based off of the confidence of that kid. It's not that he didn't have a skill set. It was
confidence to do that.
It didn't have the confidence to do it because he probably was looking like, damn, if I make this one mistake,
my coach taking me
it's
out.
over. And so, like, you'll see kids that will have a high skill set. Cam Reddish is another one of these examples. Like you could have a high skill set, but if put in the wrong position, wrong situation, the confidence ends up being taken away. Ben Simmons, another example, where like now you're a shell of that version of you. And I think that that's exemplary amongst like even like from the grassroots all the way up to high school to college, XYZ. That's why it's important to get into the right program in college, the right high school program, and then again the right grassroots program, depending on where you're at inside your development.
Right.
And again, I think that trainers can give amazing skill sets, and it'd be interesting. Like sometimes you'll see some of these kids, especially if their parents got money. These kids will have amazing
lights out.
Yes, sir.
But again, we didn't get to play this meme. There's also this difference between a kid that's hungry and a kid that get fed.
Yes, sir.
There's a difference between them little kittens and that dog over there. And so like that's his own different story, but that still goes into a bit of like that confidence piece. And I think that one of the biggest dictators of that is a coach. And the least that they give a kid and like the concepts or the ability to understand their role in whatever they're doing could either help, hurt, hinder, elevate a kid in general. That'd be my take. Wayne, talk to us.
Wayne, before you go, just prime example.
For sure.
Prime example on this topic. Wayne, you hit me up about Justin.
Yeah.
Why? It wasn't about X's and O's. You know what I do.
Yeah.
I put the battery in their back.
Yes, sir.
I tell them they can do it. It's as simple as that. It's the coach.
Hey. So I feel like with the coaches and trainers, it kind of goes hand in hand. You know, I commend the trainers that I see at games.
Those are actually the ones.
Those are the real trainers. Because more than anything else, if you're training my child, I want you to see what he's doing, how he's doing it, hear what his coach is asking of him to understand how you can help him get better for his team. So for me, I'm not training a kid to be just better individually. I'm training a kid in the moment to be the best thing they can be for their team. So being a trainer and a coach is more so like, so if I'm training a kid, I'm at that game. I'm in tune with that coach. I'm asking that coach like, so what are the things this child is not doing that you want to see them do better based on what you know what you can get from them? And it takes a real trainer and a real coach to come together to be the benefit for that player. Because when it boils down to it, it ain't about neither one of them motherfuckers.
It's about the kid.
It's about the kid.
Yeah.
So in a sense where more recently it's become more of a competition or a versus, it should be more so coach and trainer or trainer and coach. But like the topic states, is more. It has been more so coaches versus trainer, to where a coach is battling what your trainer is teaching you. You know, and I've seen situations to where, you know, a trainer is trying to make a player in one situation be the player that they've trained in another situation. It doesn't benefit that player or benefit that program, because we don't need that player to be someone else we train. I need that player to be the best version of them for their team in that situation to help them win.
And I'd say this, there is like levels to trainers.
That part
and
too.
like there's some trainers in the area that I do look at and be like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. And I can see the detail of what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
One I shout out is what is it? We Train Fly.
Yes, sir.
She's actually like, this is a female, but she does an amazing job even with boys.
Nah, I met her through I9 Sports.
Oh yeah, she do know Zion. I forgot about that.
She took Zion back when he was maybe 5 years old at I9 Sports. So
yeah,
what you're speaking on is a conglomerate of good people that come into kids' life that at any level can benefit them.
And what I liked about her, and this was because she coached QJ 8th grade year.
Okay.
So she was over there at JMA.
Okay.
And like she kept up with him and a couple of other kids. But what she would do as well, and what she did like moving into 9th grade year, was she had an actual like 3 or 4 year plan for him.
Yep.
She wrote out exactly where they was at. Like it was like inside almost like PDF form. Where there was at, what, you know, like she thought that would be accomplishable freshman, sophomore, XYZ year.
Yeah, goes.
And then she was walking down like these concepts that will help them get there.
Yes, sir.
And it was specified to specifically him.
Yeah.
And you don't see a lot of players actually having that level, not players, trainers having that level of detail when it comes down to being specific to this kid, this program, and the deficits that kid is at, where a lot of trainers don't go to. Well, there's two things. A lot of trainers don't go to games, and then sometimes trainers go selfishly to games just to see
that part.
Their prize horse try and put up a bunch of points or something.
Oh no, I've had to cuss a trainer out trying to do that. It's like, what you train them to do is not necessarily indicative of what they're doing for my program. And you coming here and promoting what you've done with them for my team is like a slap in my face. And I don't know if Q remembers this, though. We were down in Rock Hill, and there was a trainer, a light-skinned trainer, that was sitting on the baseline that was trying to tell me how to coach my team based on what he's trained what someone on my team to do.
I don't know if I remember this one, but shout out to the light-skinned trainer.
Right. Light-skinned trainer,
light-skinned trainer. Shout out
to you. I'm a dark-skinned nigga, so I'm going to never call you light-skinned real quick.
Shout out
to this particular trainer literally, and when I say this with them understanding how I am as a coach for my kids. Like, this trainer about made me lose it on him based on the fact that I have my boys trained to do what I need to do to win for us. And in the moment, he was trying to be a coach versus a trainer.
And you the coach.
And I'm the coach.
Right.
And I've never met you.
Right.
So in that sense, it was taken as disrespect. But luckily, there were those around me that calmed me down to let me see what his ultimate reason was there for. But until we had talked, I had this vibe about me like, yo, like, if you're going to come to a game, sit on that side versus this side. And out of respect for what I'm doing. And what we have to understand too is versus coaches versus trainer, we got to take that versus out going forward. I don't care who you are, what level you are. It has to be a coaches and trainers.
Mm-hmm. And to piggyback off what you're saying while we on this subject, trainers, please stop. Parents, stop. You don't know what that coach see. You don't know what is basketball is situational. It just like he said, you got your guys trained to run a scheme and do this how you want them to do it. Stop talking to these kids.
Because what you saying is that they're trying to get them to go ISO against a zone.
Against a zone.
Okay, I got you.
Like this coach got a zone play, a zone buster. Okay, stop telling your kid to go 1-on-4, 1-on-3. He got a zone buster for that. Just watch. Get your camera out and watch what the coach do.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So please just stop it, because I see that all the time, and I'm glad we're talking about this. And I hope guys watch this and see this. Trainers, stay in your lane and let the coach do his. Biggest thing what you said, and I'll take away from this, is come to the game. I can show you a thread now with a kid I train that goes to Mallet Creek. I reached out to his coach personally. Hey, what is his role? What do you have him doing?
That part.
What does he do? Because we'll work on that. We're not going to just do a bunch of tween. No. What do you have him doing? Does he shoot? Does he drive? What does he do? And then we're going to work on that. And he's going to be really good at that for you.
Listen here, when I'm training a kid, especially now, and they're playing for a team, what we talk about in training is where are you getting your shots from?
Right.
And we work on how you're getting those shots from those areas and how to be effective at doing that.
At that area.
I'm not training you 5-7 dribble moves that you're not going to ever use.
Yeah.
Because what I will tell you this right here, I played point guard at a college level. I done brought the ball down from full court to half court. I'm taking at a minimum 5 dribbles, maybe 6 maybe 7 at the most.
And 3 of those dribbles is in back court.
And not 3 to 4 of the dribbles in the back court, because either they pressing. If they're not pressing, it's 2 dribbles in the back court, 2 in the front court, whatever. But teaching these kids 5 to 7 dribble combos is not indicative of what they're going to show in the game.
Oh, man, I say this all the time. Especially high school level.
Oh, yeah.
High level, high school level, it's played off of 2 dribbles.
Mm-hmm. 2 dribbles. Maybe
it's catch, rip,
possibly 3. Possibly 3.
But the third one's a jump stop in the lane.
The third one's a jump stop in the lane, unless they're
maybe you talking about like
they're the
green. I'm about to say you talking about like the green lights, but
we're talking about the neons, right? Not even the green. We're talking about neons,
right.
Talking about so they're the neons and they're green lights and they're passes,
right? But most of it is it's playing off of 2 dribbles and then you hit a 0.5 concept. Yeah. If you can master the 0.5 concept, be strong with your pivot, and be able to make good decisions, 2 dribbles, and a lot of it ends up being, can you get a 2 dribble jump shot off? Can you get 2 dribbles to get to the lane? And again, outside of that, would be something else that's not specifically to, would be, do you understand pick and roll, P&R reads?
Of course.
And that's kind of it. Because even dribble handoffs, you're really trying to turn the corner on 2 dribbles and then make a decision in the paint. That's where the third one comes.
Get to the decision zone to make a decision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like right now, I feel like if you're a coach in the game, if you have not established your own system, you should be only studying about 2 coaches right now. Mm-hmm. There's Jay Wright from the previous Villanova era, and Hurley at UConn. Mm-hmm. Right now, those 2 coaches right now can get you what you need to get at the high school level. Mm-hmm. Because Jay Wright is teaching touch paint, 2 feet, hop, step, finish, making good decisions. Everything is high IQ. Everything is inverted. I need my bigs to be a guard and my guards to be a big. Mm-hmm. You go to UConn era as far as picking up concepts, understanding when, where to cut, how to cut, what makes sense for the basketball, what makes sense for the spacing. Spacing right now is key to everything that's done in the basketball world. If you can't teach spacing, you can't coach.
There we go. And not just
like that.
Not just a stagnant 5-out concept.
No.
I think that sometimes, especially even at the league level, it's getting better now, but you've seen it almost for like a year, but then you started seeing the copycats at lower levels.
Yep.
Where it just became a 5-out stagnant, and then you bring big screen and hope that they're in a drop. Right.
Yeah.
In comparison, like sometimes right now, and even when I look at league, it's just a 5 in high school grassroots in general. It's 5-out stagnant.
Yeah.
There's not even action happening and it's almost, especially against a good team. And sometimes I get to see this on different weekends where I can watch a stagnant 5-out try and go 1-on-5 against loaded up defenses. Mm-hmm. And it never ever ends well. It just never does. Sometimes you make hard shots because some players are really, really good shot makers. But again, conceptually, the game has to evolve. Well, like you have to teach more than just a stagnant 5-out or just a basic pick and roll, in which you're actually teaching your kids concepts and making sure they understand how to play the game. If you just want to take a cheat, just Princeton, that's easy as well. No, you said dribble drive. That's simple as well.
Mm-hmm. But these kids don't understand what is off ball. Like literally, right. if you're in a practice right now and you take your standard, even I'm gonna go high school. You take 80% of high school players right now. If you tell them, "Hey, give me some off-ball action," they're gonna look at you like, "What do you mean?"
What's that?
Right.
To where like a person doesn't understand a back screen or a flare screen
or even a simple interchange or that occupies the help
like
defense.
More so, it's like they watch so much bad NBA basketball,
right,
to where they implement it to being bad high school basketball,
and that's why I'm glad. The league is starting to change. It's starting to move more into like split actions, in which I'm enjoying because it allows just as like a dad, you can teach a little bit more. Even when
you can watch the game,
even when watching it, like it was a while, like Harden and Luka era, like it was just
the 17 dribble era.
Yes, like
sidestep, pick and roll, denied.
And then this goes to what Zai probably hated, the fact that Luka benefited from the drop coverage being popular in the NBA also.
Oh, for sure.
And so like he was going downhill, slow motion, and a lot of times, especially if the dude is doing the whatchamacallit, pick and roll.
Yeah.
I forget. The Gortat pick and roll. He was just getting almost what looked like a walk-in layup.
So that's why I couldn't stand it, because he was taught to show.
Yeah. Whether you're gonna hedge, you're gonna
blitz that shit. We're gonna
ice it.
Ice it. It's like, so like now it's like when he see motherfuckers just sit back and drop coverage, he's like, yo, this is some bullshit.
Man, like, what is this?
No, I used to get pissed, and that's why that's why I was just shitting on Doc Rivers a little bit.
Oh yeah,
because the Luka used to go for 50 in the playoffs against Paul George, Patrick Beverly, Kawhi Leonard,
for what reason?
And because all these because they just are drop coveraging. It's an issue with your actual coverage.
Shit.
But nonetheless, yeah.
I tell you, while we talking about high school basketball, I watch South Mac.
Okay,
man, they
got a couple.
Yeah, and it ain't just the players. It's what we talking about. It's the movement.
Yeah,
like I watched them in the fall league.
Yeah.
Whoever their coach is, it ain't none of that standing around. It's
girl or the boys.
The boys, the varsity.
Do they got a couple players?
Oh yeah, they got this white kid. It's like 6'3".
Now they're coming back, coming off a little run from last
year. Yeah, they got a couple shooters.
They were all juniors, juniors and sophomores last year, so they're coming back retooled.
Yeah, they got two of them. They can really like shoot it
now. Funny thing about it is they come to the CIAA, it might not make no noise.
Yeah.
So I called it. So what I called I called the CIAA
over there where you
come on, where's Charlotte?
Hey, I was like,
Hopewell.
I said, wait a minute.
Talking about where's Charlotte Hopewell? Chambers, Mallet Creek.
I got you.
You know what I mean? You talking about you only got one PWI school, which is tough.
But they got a brother over there that's pretty hard nosed.
Nah,
I don't think they'll.
We know how it is being the brother in the PWI versus being the brother in the CIAA. Right. It's two different things.
Right.
That is which is cool though. Which is cool.
Right.
We have to respect. You can't want someone to be where they ain't at. You know what I mean? As far as atmosphere, but I can't get mad for this dude for killing where he's at.
Right.
Like the kid last year we seen for Weddington.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
KJ like, Younger.
At Weddington, and he looked like all summertime came and circuit time was like, oh nah, you can't.
Oh, for real? Okay.
You got to get back in that gym.
You went back to play with goddamn, someone else.
Yeah, you need to go play.
You ain't make it where we thought you could have made it.
Yeah,
it was like your egg.
Yeah,
look at him.
Yeah,
I can't use him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yo, hey, Chris, look at him. Can't use him. Curry, I can use him.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Type thing like that.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to kind of piggyback off that as well is like, you gotta see where you gotta kind of meet these kids where they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of times, these trainers and all these things are trying to make these kids be here based on who they trained before.
Even the dads too. These dads got to stop that. It's a lot of kids that you encounter out here that they'll try to make their kid Kobe, and their kid don't have a Kobe mindset. You gotta look at your kid game, watch the film with him, and make him the best version of who he is. If he's a shooter, make him a shooter. Don't try to make him a Dame Lillard. No, that ain't him. I've encountered 2 dads in the last 2 years that want their kid to be this, and their kid's mindset ain't that.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, dude, like, just let me handle it. Like, I see what he's good at, so
for sure,
this stuff be crazy, man. When we get out here, man, dads, parents, support system, if y'all watching this, look at your kid, and take it for what he is and expound on his abilities at that.
Invest in the kid getting better versus you invest in yourself trying to fight for your kid.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Showing up to that school, trying to talking to the coach. The coach ain't got time for that. Nah. He ain't got time for that.
I feel like this is a perfect landing space. Like we said, we from casuals to the coaches. Yes, this is a podcast where we talk about hoops from the grassroots to the league. We might even give you some advice in your parlays. It sounds like.
Yes, sir. Hey, look, we might have a little segment where you just throw that out, man. Don't bet on the Knicks. I tell you that.
We would definitely charge you for those advices, though.
Right. $25 for 3 hits.
But nonetheless, this is Q,
Coach T,
Coach Wayne.
And this has been the Open Gems. There's been a lot of gems dropped. Hopefully y'all pick it up, especially for y'all basketball dads and basketball moms.
Yes, sir.
Some for y'all kids, some for y'all coaches, a lot for trainers as well.
Yes,
but nonetheless, we're signing off. See y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.